Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First, thank you very much, Honorable Chairman, Datuk Dr. Rahim. Ladies and gentlemen, first, on behalf of MOSTI, I would like to thank MNRE and USUMECD for inviting me to speak to you on the area of which I'm being tasked to look at the Directorate of the National Oceanography, of which will actually coordinate some of the work related to the science, technology, and innovation in the area of oceanography and marine science. Ladies and gentlemen, since the time is so limited, I have quite a number of slides to share with you this afternoon. So without much further ado, I would like to tell you that this is the presentation outline, a brief introduction about the organization, and then my NODC, which is our Malaysian National Ocean Data Center, as well as an application to be used in terms of planning for marine in the space of the coastal and marine space areas, and how we can apply this geospatial data and information for benefit of better decision for the nation. So, of course, and I would like to share with you perhaps how to move forward from there on. Okay. National Oceanography Directorate was established in 2001 to coordinate for research, development, and commercialization for oceanography and marine science. At that time, in 2001, it was Ministry of Science, Technology, and Environment. So, meaning that we are actually together with MNRE in terms of the areas of the discipline. And also other aspects of oceanographic activities, as well as in terms of our representation at the international level, of which at UNESCO, a sub-commission under UNESCO, which is Intergovernmental Oceanographic Commission, and also in the Western Pacific. We are also the national focal point for the Coral Triangle Initiative for the 6 countries, as well as the focal point for EU, Southeast Asia marine environment. So with that, I'd like to show you that our position and responsibility, the mandate that we have to carry the flag of Jalur Gemilang, as we are represented in the UNESCO as the Executive Council member since 2008, and we won the re-election again in 2011. As such, our work as the Vice Chair, second Vice Chair, responsible for the capacity building in the Western Pacific in 2008 for the 2 terms, 2010 and also 2012. So I had the opportunity to work in this program for the regional for 4 years for 20 member countries, of which Malaysia play a big role among other countries. So with that, because of our arrangement in terms of global data management and information, the sub-program, which is the International Oceanographic Data and Information Exchange in the Western Pacific, we have our role to play in terms of bringing the expertise as well as train our people into the area. If you look at the global map in terms of the designated ocean data centers, of which you can see that there is a gap there within our region for Peninsular Malaysia and Sabah, Sarawak, we see that we don't have much exploration there. But at that time, initially back in the 90s, since we joined IOC in 1964 and moved on in the 80s, it was led by the Hydrography Department of the Navy. But then we talk about scientific endeavor and discussion. We were designated then by 2008 to lead the country and spearhead and work together with other world data centers, meaning Russia, China, USA, Japan, and Australia. So with that, we name our National Ocean Data Center as my NODC. So as we know that Malaysia is a maritime nation, we have about 329,845 kilometers of landmass, but we have also 450,000 kilometers square of marine coverage within the EEZ. So in our areas, we have Sulu Sulawesi, Sulu Seas and Sulu Sulawesi Seas off Sabah, South China Sea, which is very main prime seas around us, Malacca Straits, and also Andaman Sea. With this, I would like to share with you some of the early work on the draft policy that we are working on to address what are the issues and the gaps addressing how we manage the data and information. So this My Ocean Blueprint actually addressing for the vision a healthy and productive ocean, rich biodiversity and heritage, wisely managed, safe and secure, and economically developed for the equitable benefit of all now in the future. So within that, we have to actually be the stewardship and advocacy for the ocean in terms of managing our resources. Among the goals we look at, first, I think it's very enlightening to see the this morning when we had the speakers talking about understand the information and knowledge. So understand and conserve and restore ocean environment is our first goal. Second goal is to support the sustainable economy and growth and opportunities. Third goal is practice good ocean governance. And we have seen very clearly that there are many stakeholders in the ocean matters that we have to put this part of our policy framework. And lastly, we cannot be actually ignoring the fact that the communities, the people, we should have this goal number 4, achieve participatory, responsible and sustainable development, particularly for those poor people of the islands. So with this ocean governance, you can see on the screen, there are many stakeholders, the various ministries, from Mampu mentioned, Dato' Alia mentioned about the governance, and other people have been talking about the various stakeholders. So leading for MACD, we have the Center for Geospatial Data Infrastructure within the Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment. We have MOSTI. From this MOSTI, we have also other departments in dealing with the IT platform and also looking at the sea to space, meaning the meteorological, remote sensing, and also ocean. So we have the Department of Prime Minister's Department. We have the Enforcement, National Security, and so forth. As you can see on the screen, there are many players that we should be actually talking to each other how to manage our data. So in this situation, since the ocean is complex, we talk about the surface water, the vertical profile, and the sea bottom. We see that the data is in different forms, particularly different jurisdictions under the various agencies, as well as from federal to the state level. So we see that the data are heterogeneous, distributed in a manner that perhaps there are systems, as we can see, for land is already established in some of the states, but we still need to have a mechanism for data sharing. So for that approach, we need to have this sharing and inclusive innovation where we talk about seamless solution. So with this, we propose for the data center to Mampu 2 years ago that we should have this portal of MyNODC that to provide that solution. Within our framework of being the focal point at the global level, we see that there are a lot of things flying in the space, looking at trying to gather data from the satellites. But all these navigation routes on the ocean instrumentation, ocean observation are everywhere in the ocean, but we have few here in our region. So with that, we have to improve in terms of gathering whatever we have data from the researchers that have done, gathering in the scientific expeditions, as well as getting more of that data through the new programs. So with this, as I mentioned earlier, we launched it's new. So we launched in 2010. We create this spatial data infrastructure because we know this is the only way we have to have this spatial data where we have to establish the different forms of data, metadata, the ontology, the exchange language that make it interoperability as well as understandable to many of the data providers and data users. So we're also thinking in terms of how to have to go beyond that when you need to forecast. So you have to combine that to look at the platform that provided by, especially like MIMOS, to provide the grid. And of course, we need to create the various research areas and priority areas for the subject headings. Well, with that, for the spatial data infrastructure and data modeling, NODC will support the GIS database and working closely with the custodian and data provider. So with the features, as you can see that we proposed for the data to be selected and transformed, that could be mining, and then we could assimilate the data for the analysis. With that, we have various spaces and provision for the uploading, the tools with the various software, catalog, the search engine, and information center, of which we have all the other features, for example, for security and other latest social media, for example, like Twitter, Facebook. Just, some people like to do both serious stuff at the same time and also some fun during the process of doing data mining. So with this, in the aspect of the areas of research, we talk about physical oceanography, chemical oceanography, marine contaminants and pollution, and marine biological fisheries, marine geology and geophysics, marine meteorology. These are some of the areas in oceanography and marine science that could actually be worked closely with the institution of higher learning. And then you should have the provision for the data explorer, geospatial server, and metadata catalog. With that, by having, as I introduced earlier, the ontology, the data center will have the crawler and work closely with the NODC database and provide the standards for exchange. Okay? So we just show you an example where we have highlights of the work that we have been doing, particularly for the Coral Triangle Initiative. You could see that there will be a special section whereby within the region of the 6 countries, we have produced our own website and portal, which exchange within the 6 countries under the program can be done. So this is under this program, they call it Knowledge Management, which is funded by ASEAN Development Bank. So with this, we have the provision from the government agencies, academic research institutions, private sector, and public to work on this, how to move the understanding beyond and looking into the ocean and coast. So with this, we have a forum, we have an area for chatting and e-learning, the community publication, announcement, and even you can walk into the oceanarium, getting to know more about the oceans, and of course, latest news. We also conduct scientific expeditions, so this is the only way we get our physical data. We get from the field study, we collect data from the sensors and instruments, and we create the layers of data through the spatial data. And how, with this MyNODC database, we have with all the different platform of graphical interface for the marine information system and GIS editing. So it is under MySQL, XML format, and so forth. So this is very much more on the technical, where I think the crux of the problem and also issue of people to have more professionals working on the ontology and working into the various specific discipline for the data model. So under the platform earlier discussed about the platform for using semantic application and searching and cloud computing, this is actually being provided by this system. So we also guided by Mampu in terms of the Pekeliling, and also we hope also to work more on in terms of the protocols of sharing. Okay, under the phase 2, we're going to have, together with NRE, for your information, we're working closely with the Marine Park Department in terms of conducting series of expeditions, looking at our marine resources and also into the physical data to express our readiness in terms of any risk, and also in terms of creating the baseline of the resources that we have. So there will be 5 expeditions, but the earlier data that we have, normally what we do, we have agreement with the researchers to deposit the data rather than to put on their own computer and they get it lost. And we have our copy of the data, even the raw and also the analyzed data in our data center. This also we have actually implement for all those projects and programs at the international level, where the marine scientific research conducted with other countries like China and also with the EU program. So with that, we are actually enriching our database with the new primary data. Okay, so as I mentioned, with the annotation that we have, we create this data model, and then this data model could actually be created with all other stakeholders. This is not exhaustive. It could be at the institute where they have their own databases system. for the collection. We have actually 9 marine centers of excellence in the country from the universities and research institutes. So this also we hope, and actually we are under the committee with the oceanography and hydrography with the Navy, and meteorology, we are the same ministry, and Japan, we hope to work closely more with Japan, also MACD. Okay. So as you can see, the complexity of having data from the land as well as the coastal and also the marine activities, we have different in terms of issue of the title or the subject itself on land, yeah, on the tidal and also the ocean waste and the marine, the design layout of for the industries, yeah, for the cables. So these are actually the civil sector that actually needing the data in terms of oceanography. But of course, there are others undiscovered, or even we could have the assets, underwater heritage and so forth. It could be actually further enhanced. So with that, we hope to have this by having the sufficient data and information which is manageable, and then we integrated design so that we have a better decision support system for the government. We could have a sustainable management by having to be able to make them understand by description, visualization, as well as to realize that something needs to be done. So with that, data activities under the oceanographic domain, with the field, we have the local repositories, the institutional centers and archive places, and also from the public. We hope to have this clear arrangement on how we are better informed scientifically based on science, and also for this geospatial spatial data infrastructure to be able to have the government. Okay, so with that, we have a roadmap. We are on the second phase. We are hoping to get attention a little bit in the next RM rolling plans, so that we're going to move into the, now we have on My NODC Spatial Data Infrastructure. We are moving into phase 3 for My NODC Hydroinformatics and Simulation to have these knowledge management tools. All right. So I'd like to discuss just probably equally important to NRE in terms of Marine Park Department, as our experience for Coral Triangle, the introduction of the marine spatial planning, whereby we can create various zones for different objectives and for different users. So this marine spatial planning is everywhere actually in the Coral Triangle region, particularly Philippines and Indonesia. They have been quite advanced. So I'd like to introduce this. MSP is a tool that brings together multiple users of the ocean to make coordinated decisions on marine resources, as I mentioned, sustainably and strategically. So with MSP, with the maps that we have, we can order and change in a way that we present how it can be utilized and what natural sources and what kind of habitat that we have. So these different layers of information, different location for particular reason that we can actually plan. So I think there will be massive information. So one particular area of which in the gazettement of new marine protected areas, for example, we propose here under Tun Mustafa Park, which is under priority area for the Coral Triangle region in Sabah. We use this software, Maxent, which is like highly used in Australia and or other countries, which is designed for marine spatial planning to make a support tool, yeah, for MPAs. So, oops. Okay. So with that, we talk about climate change adaptation and how we do that. And one of the areas to have this protected area, especially mangrove, which is under this area in Kudat, Pitas, and Marudu, we have an area of extensive mangrove restoration. If we could do that and we protect the marine space, which is an area of 1.28 million hectares, we could actually contribute a lot to reduction of greenhouse gas emission. So this is quite a high uptake if you were to be able to gazette this. And I've been told that this is under draft and it will be under consultation with the stakeholders by July this year. So this area is, as we know, that is under Kawasan Miskin Tegar, yeah, very poor area, but a lot of resources, and we could manage and maintain for the benefit of the local people and also for the region of the Coral Triangle, where is the highest record scientific area boundary of more than 500 species of coral, more than 5,000 species of fish and reef type. Yeah, so this is our idea of having to have this. More than 243 invertebrate and total landing of all the fish. So within the 3 countries of the 6 countries, Malaysia, Philippines, and Indonesia, yes, Mr. Chairman, Honorable Chairman, we have to create this habitat and to protect all the endangered species of whales, dolphins, and turtles. So with this, we hope to have, by using the geospatial spatial data infrastructure planning together with Sabah Parks, Sabah Fisheries, University Malaysia, Sabah, as well as other universities, NGOs, town planning, and of course district officers, we apply this system to use geospatial data and marine spatial planning to provide vital services to the people and to the country. So as a way forward, we hope to have better management in terms of planning and to provide a healthy ocean sector, which is essential for Malaysia's transformation to high income and developed nation by 2020. So by having a handshake partnership, we hope to have benefit of this application during this series of seminar. We hope to continue to work together for future events and also during our discussion. And we hope by riding on the extensive investment for research, we hope that we could do more by having these alerts of other threats to the country, but at the same time maintaining our resources rich in biodiversity. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi.